So why does this have exciting possibilities for the question of the study of religion? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I do sense there's movements going on in the U.S. Academy as it goes global. And so if the study of religion is to have a future in academic life, I think it's going to have to be framed as something more than just interesting curiosity that the ivory tower once indulged, but I believe will be less and less inclined to do so. The point is that things are moving. Economics, politics, physics, all these kind of global dimensions that sciences are having to respond to and think about themselves in light of. Is that also going to be the case with the study of religion? So, what are my motives in going to Morocco the past year? What are my motives in studying Islam? And what are my motives in thinking about this question? Well, first of all, I have a very personal motive. I have a long history with Islam. And so I am a Christian who enjoys the presence of God in the Eucharist. But for me, the life of the Spirit has been very much mediated by my interaction with Muslims and with Islam. I won't go into that. I mean, if people want to discuss that later, that's fine. But that's very much at play, and so I'd certainly be willing to admit that some of my concerns here are more idiosyncratic than more broadly relevant. But I do want to present my words today in terms of my scholarly interest in a richer understanding of religious knowledge. So currently, in the Academy, there are many good things happening. But I felt that there's something limited, even impoverished in the enterprise. And I think it's largely due to the pressure on scholars to be technical and discipline focused. This is part of the reason, I believe, why religion often gets framed as an interesting curiosity. That is, apart from a sense of our own relation to our knowledge pursuits and our intentionality in that, as John has explained in his recent book. We are very much implicated in the knowledge we pursue, but we pretend we're not. And so something gets overlooked. For example, when it comes to the study of Islam, I'm talking about the wider academy here, we tend to read a bunch of texts and we think we know what Islam is. But we really have no idea what Muslims are thinking and discussing today. What the pressing issues of the day are for them. You know, it would be like reading, I guess, Aquinas on natural law and saying, okay, that's Catholicism. Well, it is, but it's not. It's like, to know Catholicism, you have to know what Catholics are discussing today. And so I'm not saying we should abandon what we have, but we need a new niche or wedge. And the term I'll use today is or the phrase, I'll call it knowing in active relation. And so somehow knowing in active relation, moving beyond a discipline's anxieties. And I think this, if it could develop as a niche, this would really cause a shift in our research priorities. It would allow me to for example, if it were respected as a valid methodological approach, it would allow me to use certain concepts of friendship that I've wanted to use in my scholarship but have been hesitant to use because I know it'll be rejected by publishers using friendship as a methodological concept. So I think this type of thing could bear very interesting fruit in terms of where the study of religion is going. And there are all sorts of exchange programs in the making. And these exchange programs will, I believe, press disciplines to rethink themselves, to cross-fertilize, to imagine new possibilities. And so the question is, can this happen with the study of religion too? And I think there's this fear among people in my field, well, that it'll just be interreligious dialogue, okay? That what I'm talking about will just be conflated with this interreligious dialogue, which is, for people of piety to do. And I'm saying, no, there's an academic issue here. Knowing in active relation. And as a result of my experience the past year and the project that I'm trying to develop out of it, I'm wondering whether this might be a way for the field to be challenged to address its own deficiencies.